Hi, can you see all that? Can you see my screen? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Rachel.
Right, okay, great. My name's Rachel Hunt. I'm a social worker for Havering Learning Disability team. I've actually just moved over to Children's. And what I wanted to really speak about was how we are supporting you remotely in the COVID-19 and isolation. So, the Department of Health and Social Care gave us guidance with the Care Act easement guidance for the local authorities. The guidance, if I can just get rid of you guys, the guidance set out local authorities can use the new Care Act easements created under the Coronavirus Act 2020. This was put in place to ensure the best possible care for people in our society during this exceptional period. So what did that actually mean for social care? The Care Act pre-amendment currently allows local authorities to prioritise and review in different ways. Local authorities should continue to be as flexible as possible and ensure they stay within the government guidelines around social distancing, shielding and self-isolating. The changes fell into 4 categories. Local authorities will not have to carry out detailed assessments of people's care and support needs in compliance with the pre-amendment Care Act requirements. The local authorities will not have to carry out financial assessments in compliance with pre-amendment Care Act requirements. The local authorities will not have to prepare or review care and support plans in line with the pre-amendment Care Act provision. The duties on the local authorities to meet eligibility, care and support needs or the support needs of a carer are replaced with a power to meet needs. The easement took a legal effect on the 31st of March 2020, but should only be exercised by local authorities where there is essential in order to maintain the highest possible level of services. They should comply with the pre-amendment Care Act provision and related care and support statutory guidance for as long as and far as possible, and safeguarding duty remained in place. However, London Borough of Havering decided not to exercise this easement, so it was actually business as usual. What did this mean in terms of working in London Borough of Havering and supporting the community? Social care, how we are working and supporting our clients. Social workers are working remotely from home. The social care team have been provided IT equipment to ensure they're able to continue working and supporting clients and carers. Assessments and reviews are being completed via telephone. Meetings are continuing via Skype. Visits are restricted. Visits are in place, but social workers are not able to visit clients within their home environment or profession to complete assessment and reviews. If a visit is required due to crisis, this would require a risk assessment authorised by management, and PPE would need to be arranged and collected. Safeguarding, the process of protecting the vulnerable adult in the community continues, including visits where necessary. So we was actually still and continuing still working in our normal capacity. So what did this mean in London Borough of Havering in terms of shielding? London Borough of Havering supports the clients in the borough that has been identified as a vulnerable adult. These clients were put on the shielding list. Frontline workers contacted these clients via telephone to ensure they were self-isolating, to ensure they had placed their medication, food supplies, and are in contact with other friends and family. This service actually is in place and is continuing as a day's work. We also offer a bereavement service, offer food parcels, increasing care packages where needed. A voluntary service was put in place to help others in various ways, food shopping, picking up medication. Our day opportunities are helping with outreach with clients who are present as challenging when they're not able to go out. Mind organisation is offering counselling services to clients and families that have been affected by COVID-19. The scenario I had working on frontline and contacting vulnerable adults in the community was I did contact a lady. I recognised that she was breathing quite bad on the phone. She told me she lived on her own, and I also identified that she was coughing a lot as I was trying to speak to her. I said to her, "How long have you been like this?" She said, "Over a week." I said, "Have you got a temperature?" She said, "Yeah, my hands are hot and I'm really sweating." At this stage, she was hardly talking to me on the phone because she really just could not get her breath. I said to her, "Can you put your phone down? And I'm going to phone an ambulance." I phoned an ambulance. This lady was admitted into hospital. She was COVID-19 and she was put on a ventilator. Lucky she did recover, but this is what we call a service where we was able to help and obviously make somebody better without them realising they'd had the COVID-19. Another scenario of being creative in terms of working with our vulnerable adults was I had a young man who is very, very challenging to his family and couldn't understand that his day provision was not able to operate in its normal way. We had to be creative and we looked at how we could support this client. We found that the support workers for London Borough of Havering that worked in the day provision would come to the house and take him out. This was a personalised service for this client, but actually did work and is still working while everything is on lockdown as we speak. So just two examples of how we've been creative and helping the community. So moving forward in the future, what is that going to look like for us as social workers and people in the community? What can we expect in the future? Well, we're working alongside the guidance of the government regarding COVID-19. We're continuing remote working, we're continuing social distancing and the requirement of PPE equipment. But everything we're doing is risk assessed. But London Borough of Havering are committed, and a statement here is that we're committed to continue to deliver throughout the coronavirus pandemic, working on the front line when needed and ensuring our residents are safe. Here's some of our Havering heroes, some of our workforce behind the scenes of supporting others in the community. So we get this each week of people that's, you know, continuing their work, continuing highlighting the work that they do, and this comes through via our email. What we also have is that we have a daily report of the latest government information and guidance, which I've highlighted here. But there is also on the intranet a COVID-19 support page where you're able to download and get up-to-date information. So that's my presentation. Thank you, and I'm going to stop sharing.